Hello and welcome to the final Something About Basketball preseason analysis. Today we look at the Northwest Division.
What's going on here?
I'm just
Trying things out. Yeah.
we haven't figured out anything to work. We're hovering around.
Excuse me. We've got our own unique style. It's been crafted over many days. But yeah. Anyway, today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Northwest Division. That's it today. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the Northwest Division. So it's probably the most competitive division in basketball. All 5 teams should be. I mean, the Nuggets and not saying they're going to be good is probably a stretch, but like they'll be competitive on most nights.
Nuggets, OKC, T-Wolves all probably will be. Yeah,
Portland, OKC, T-Wolves, and the Jazz are going to be good. Not great, I don't think, any of them, but they're going to be good.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty fun division as well. So
for sure, if the Southwest was dry, then Portland is
very moist,
making you quite wet.
Yeah.
So, Portland.
That's me glossing over that. Portland. So they're starting Dame, Plumlee, McCollum, Turner, Amino.
Harkless gonna start. That was my gaff.
You were the one that said that Turner was going to start. We agreed on that.
I said he's not. He's gonna be their sixth man, but he might as well be the starter. He's a better player than Maurice Harkless.
I don't like him. I haven't turned a praise for anything, but yeah. I can refocus that anyway. No, so I think Portland. I think there might be a little bit of the 2 years ago. Remember 2 years ago the Bucks kind of overachieved, right? They went like 41-41. I'm pretty sure, and everyone thought they were going to be like a 20-win team. Just 2 years ago now, they went 41-41.
Is that the Heat in 6 year?
The what?
You remember the Bucks Heat in 6? Brandon Jennings would have been like 5 years ago.
No.
All right.
2 years ago. Anyway. 2 years ago the Bucks went 41-41. Everyone expected them to be like this atrocious 20-win team, and they kind of like, they surprised a few people, and they were better than what people thought they were going to be, and everyone then said, oh well, there's going to be a linear progression. They're obviously going to win 3 more games or 4 more games, whatever. They're going to keep going on this thing, and obviously for a variety of reasons they kind of regressed a little bit last year, and I feel like there might be something like that at play with Portland, where I think they might be over. They were only really good for 1 month. They were really good in January, if I remember it right. I think they kind of overachieved a little bit, so I don't know if there's going to be a little bit of a correction this year where maybe, I don't know, what do you think? Do you think they're going to be as good, or?
I wouldn't be surprised if they get the 4 seed.
You think they're going to get the 4 seed?
They made it to the second round the last 2 years. Right?
No, they were a default second round team last year. Let's call a spade a spade. They were not better than the Clippers. So they were a default team in the second round. They were not a legitimate second round team.
Well, they were,
in my opinion. They got to the second round, but only through.
I would say 2 years ago the Rockets were a better team, but they still got kind of.
We're not talking about 2 years ago. We're talking about that was a different team. That was a LaMarcus Aldridge led team. This is a totally different team. Well.
Yeah.
No.
It's I don't know. They're impressive. Like what they've done is pretty nice. They've got a very nice backcourt with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I think they're going to be good. I think Crabbe is a really nice player coming off the bench.
I like Crabbe, yeah.
Ed Davis, pretty efficient. Al-Farouq Amino is versatile. Myers Leonard is maybe one of the best shooting big men in the league.
Yeah.
Noah Vonleh could maybe develop. I mean, he was drafted high for a reason.
We're kind of saying that for a couple of years now, and it's not really panned out.
It's what, 3rd year now?
He's a 4th year player, is he not? Or maybe he is the 3rd year, I can't really remember.
Because, I remember the Hornets gave up on him after a year or so.
Yeah. No, the thing with them, if I was going to describe Portland, I would probably call them a deep team, but not spectacularly, not talented, not overly talented. I think Dame is a really good player. McCollum is a good player, and then everyone else is just kind of a bunch of average players.
Yeah, I can
That
see
works. That works well together through good coaching and good chemistry.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of what basketball. I mean, that's a good team in basketball. If you have a superstar like, I mean, Lillard's probably not a superstar yet, but he's still.
He's a star. I mean,
He's
people have their own definitions of what a superstar is, but he's a very good player. He's a top 15 player. I think we had this argument before.
He's a very good player. I mean, he needs to work on his D, obviously. McCollum is kind of quietly, almost not. I mean, I guess the Warriors are a nice little baseline with Steph and Clay. I feel like McCollum's kind of making the same little, getting better every year, and I think it's a really nice foundation to be working with.
But the only thing I don't like about, I agree that they're very talented players and they work well together, but the one big weakness they have in that backcourt is size. So
Yeah.
McCollum is not. He's 6'3" if I remember right. He's 6'3", and on the nights and in a league that's increasingly getting, like, people keep talking about how the league's getting smaller, but it's almost like each position is rounded into this. You want to have that 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guy.
Indeed.
And on the nights where you're going up against, Lillard's a weak defender for a start, and on the nights where you're going up against the likes of a James Harden, who's a strong player as well. He's a big player and he's a strong player.
He's jacked.
It becomes that's the only thing I don't like about it. If I was really gonna nitpick it, I like Portland. I don't like them maybe as much as what some people do. I think 41, 42, 43 games is probably where they're gonna be. But
okay,
I don't know.
You think they sneak into the playoffs, or?
I think there will be a playoff team, but I just think that I'm hitting the brakes on where people are saying that, again, like the Milwaukee Bucks, where this is just going to be a linear progression, and they're going to all of a sudden. Because I've heard some people calling them a 47-win team, a 48-win team. I just don't think they're. I just don't think they're there. I should really explain this this beer that you got me. I'm not drinking. I asked this guy to get me a beer, and for some reason he came back with this monstrosity.
You requested Heineken specifically. It's the only one they had.
Yeah, I requested a Heineken off the top of my head, but you should have used a little bit of. Anyway.
So you heard it here first. Paul says Portland locks for the Western Conference Finals. All right, on to OKC. They're probably not even that okay. They're going to be interesting, if nothing else. I think so.
I'm baffled by the popular opinion on what seems to be the most common opinion on OKC, that they're going to be. I've heard a lot. No, maybe not like everyone, but I've heard a lot of people picking them in the high 40s. I've heard some people picking them as a 50-win team. But basically what they're saying, what they won last year, they won 57 games, right? Basically what you're saying is, right, you replace Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and who else did they lose? Dion Waiters. No one else. But anyway, you're replacing Serge Ibaka and Kevin Durant with Victor Oladipo and Sabonis' son. And you're going to tell me that team's only going to win 7 to 10 games less? The departure of those two guys makes you significantly worse on both sides of the ball.
Absolutely.
So I think they're still going to be really competitive. I love Adams. Cantor might be a little bit more exposed now without. You maybe see his weaknesses becoming much more of a problem. The fact that Ibaka's not there to bail him out, and
Sabonis and Ilyasova aren't exactly the same kind of interior defensive presence that.
Adams, but they can't. Adams can do that, but I don't know how comfortable he would really be with playing Adams and Cantor together from a spacing point of view.
I don't think he'd want to.
No.
I feel like Sabonis is going to be getting a lot of minutes, and if not, Ilyasova's at this point is probably a better version of Sabonis. It remains to be seen if Sabonis can even play. It's bizarre to me that they have a rookie starting at power forward.
He's supposed. I mean, look, by all accounts, he's supposed to be a good player. I don't know enough about.
It remains.
I don't know enough about him to really have a good opinion.
But yeah, it's the same token with me. Like, by all accounts, Oladipo is supposed to be Dwayne Wade by now, and I don't know. Again, with OKC, the hype. I've watched a lot of Victor Oladipo. I like him. I think he's a decent guy. He's a good basketball player, but he's not great by any stretch. Even his defense kind of
is overplayed a little bit.
It's his best attribute, and it is a very solid B-.
I think they're again if they're playing certain teams, I could see where they might if they can really get out on the break and just hammer teams with that athleticism. You know, Westbrook and Oladipo getting out, and but like. You're not going to be able to tell me that this is not going to be any more than, I don't see any more than 43 wins out of this team.
I'm kind of around there with you. I think they're gonna regress an awful lot. It's more than anything, it's the offense that kind of has me worried because it's not like Westbrook is.
But Westbrook's going to be possessed.
He will be possessed. But when he plays like that, which is all the time, because he is a straight maniac. Like the dude got a dented forehead, and kept playing.
I think there's a reasonable argument to be made that Westbrook's he is his own worst enemy a lot of the time, and people
Kevin Durant's not his worst enemy.
And if people think that that's going to become less of an issue with everything on his shoulders, I think you're kidding yourself. And I like him to prove me wrong. Maybe he will suddenly become. Start looking for those hockey assists. I mean, you'll notice a lot with Westbrook. It's either he's taking the shot himself or he wants to look for the complete assist. He doesn't ever want to just move the ball.
Well, what position does he play?
Point guard.
Yeah, not pass guard.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, I think that's more or less everything I want to say about OKC.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be good. They're going to be entertaining, but you're kidding yourself if you're going to call this team a contender for the 4th seed. It's not going to happen. Not you, but
Don't put words in my mouth.
Yeah.
All right, on to the darlings of everybody out there, the T-Wolves. Ricky Rubio, awesome, fun to watch. Tyus Jones, I like him a lot more than a lot of people do. I think Chris Dunn.
I don't think he's really on many people's radars, to be honest. Like Tyus Jones, he looked good, in the bits and pieces I saw of him. But I think he might not even have played 10 minutes a game last year. I don't know. He didn't play a lot anyway, from what I can remember.
I don't know much about Chris Dunn other than all the scouting reports, which make everybody sound like they're going to be the best player ever. He's probably going to be pretty good. I guess if he was taken 5th, but it remains to be seen.
One thing I really like about this team that hasn't really been talked about enough is, it's a guard-driven league, and point guard's the deepest position in the league, and they've got 2 guys that should be able to provide them with 48 minutes a night of good to great point guard defense in Rubio and Dunn, which is not something to be. Well, I mean, obviously, Tyus Jones is going to play, but that's nothing to sniff at. If there's not going to be I suppose we're projecting Dunn to be a plus defender right out the gate, but he doesn't have the same level of kind of pressure on him as what a lot of high draft picks. I think a lot of high draft picks come in, and the reason why they don't really contribute to winning is because they've just got too much responsibility and they're not efficient and whatever. But if all he's being asked to do is go in and defend backup point guards, I think Chris Dunn's more than able to do that.
Well, it's, as far as I know, and my memory might be hazy, but I do believe Tom Thibodeau is not not a fan of the rookies really at all. So it's going to be interesting. I imagine that he's going to play Wiggins the same amount that he like that
God, I
crazy
hope not.
46, 48 minutes that he was putting on Jimmy Butler.
He was saying all the right things as far as like saying that he was watching the way other teams were doing things. He was getting more into the sports science aspect of things. I hope he's not going to do that, but
it's good. It remains to be seen because that's kind of what like he's an intense guy and he wants his guys out there and he wants guys who are conditioned. And this is a fun athletic team, but I also don't think they're that good yet. Like they need some polishing. Like Zach LaVine is a phenomenal athlete, but he still needs to develop a shot.
he's a great shooter, great 3-point shooter. He was shooting the lights out the last couple of months of the season. He shot something like 44-45% the last couple of months of the season, yeah. I usually do, because again I'm a big Rubio fan, I do tend to pay more attention to the Timberwolves than most people. LaVine, still not a great decision maker, not a good passer, doesn't do a lot of things well, but he definitely developed into a good 3-point shooter. Maybe not that efficient from all over the court, but he was shooting the three very well.
That's good.
Though we haven't really talked about Cat. Cat has looked awesome.
Yeah, this preseason he looks like what Anthony Davis was supposed to be, without the brow.
He's better, and he's looking like he's better than Bry was in his second season. Which is nothing to sniff at.
It's going to be interesting. Good for the T-Wolves. Loss of Garnett. You think that's going to hurt them at all? Think he'll
from
be back
on-court production stuff, from what he was bringing to the table, not really. Maybe you could make an argument from
coaching maturity.
Against. You kind of want to hope that a lot of what he would have imparted to the likes of Cat is going to stick, even though he only was there for a year. But
you think he comes back as an assistant?
I
know he wants to be an owner.
Seemed to get burned a little bit on the way out there, so I don't really know if that's going to happen. But it'd be good if it did. But I think we're probably on the same page with the Timberwolves. I think I have heard, what do you call him? Tim Bontemps picked them for 50 wins. I don't see it yet.
I think they're going to
40.
I think 40's
barring injuries, yeah.
If they get to 40, I think they should be pretty happy. I think Rubio, I know it seems like for the past, since he's been in the league essentially, there's always been a bit of, oh, is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Does he want to be with the T-Wolves? And then there's always the report, unless we make the playoffs next year, I'm going to leave. And he's...
Ricky Rubio, this is the thing, right? He obviously has one glaring weakness in his game. He can't shoot. Now,
being too pretty is another weakness.
And being too cute, yeah, of course. But no, the thing, he can't shoot, but he consistently makes the team better.
Oh,
when
sure.
He plays, they're a better team. And I think, you don't want to give up on a guy who's arguably the best passer in the league with that, and he's an all NBA defender, and he's a great rebounder for his position. He seems to be, he's an unselfish teammate. It's really just the shooting thing that's the only drawback. But this is the year. This is put up or shut up time for Rubio. If he can stay healthy and really seems to because he's kind of seems to play. He's got better as a defender, but he seems to have plateaued a little bit in other aspects of the game. So if he can really take the leap that everyone's been hoping he's going to make for years, then it could be.
Well, he's got Chris Dunn hopefully nipping at his heels, putting
a bit of pressure on him. Yeah.
Shabazz coming back will be good. Hopefully. I'm imagining Wiggins going to eat up a lot of minutes because he's just...
Muhammad's a good player. Hopefully he should be able to spell him a little bit.
It's with Thibodeau, I kind of see another Jimmy Butler type situation. And it worked out well. I mean, they were both... Luol Deng made an All-Star team with in Chi-Town, right?
But he's also He's also a mobile
Gosh.
corpse.
Yeah.
You know, he took an awful toll on his body. Cause I remember there was a couple of years where Luol Deng played 40 minutes plus. You know, but anyway, yeah, I think we're pretty much in agreement with those guys.
That's true.
What about the Nuggets?
I love the Nuggets.
Going forward to this year.
I think going forward they got a real strong foundation, but I think that the seeds are going to be laid, and I think it's going to start to blossom. The way they were coming on at the end of last season was pretty impressive. Regardless, it's Malone there, right?
Yeah, Mike Malone. I think Mike Malone's a great coach.
I've just listening to his interviews.
That's
all
it. Yeah,
the right
that's
things.
exactly it. And it doesn't seem insincere either.
No,
it seems like he genuinely believes those things.
And I like the talent on this team. I think Gallinari, he's had all those injury woes, but even going back to his days with New York, like I'm in love with his game. He's 6'10", can shoot the lights out.
Gets to the line.
He's a big rooster. He does everything. Plus Danilo Gallinari, that's a great name. Emmanuel Mudiay, he's shown some definite flashes last year. To say a lot of growing pains would probably be a little bit generous. Like they were.
Not too many 19-year-olds can come in and run an NBA offense.
Straight from China to
yeah.
Well, I guess an injury plague season in China too. Jameer Nelson, I love the guy.
Like a brother.
Got nothing bad to say about Nelson at all.
Got nothing but love for Jameer.
Malik Beasley, I doubt he's gonna play much, which
I don't know much about him.
He's great at Florida State. He was awesome.
Is that your university?
Yeah. You'll hear it every single time, and that's why Al Horford sucks, and the rest of those stupid games.
Who's the best player ever to come out of?
Probably Dave Cowan, Sam Cassell, Charlie Ward.
No, the one issue I have with this team is that there seems to be there's a divergence within the team between obviously you've got Jokic, Nurkic, all the Arkiches, right? You've got Jokic, Nurkic, and Mudia that are 19, 20, 21, whatever
Beasley,
it is.
Jamal. You can't forget Murray.
Beasley and Jamal Murray.
Well, Murray even more so.
But you've got all these guys that are 22 and under, and then you've got Gallo at 27, and I think Fareed's 27 as well.
Yeah, he's old.
Don't really seem to fit the timeline of the bulk of the talent in the team. So I agree, Gallinari's a great player, but I wonder should they cash in when they can, try and get some guys that maybe fit the rest of the team's timeline. I've never been a big Fareed guy. I think we had this conversation before, but
well, that's just because you hate America.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I hate America. No, so I feel like you might as well cash in on the fact that you've got a guy that could help a lot of teams, and maybe hopefully get some more young talent in, and then 2, 3, 4 years down the line, maybe you got something really special.
What do you think you could get for Fareed?
For Fareed, jeez, I don't know.
See,
what do you get for Fareed?
I feel like
for Gallo's got tons of market value. But it's going to keep going down the closer he gets to the end of that contract. So if you can trade him somewhere he wants to be traded, that you can give the team a few wink assurances that he's going to re-sign with them. I think you could get something back that's really going to make you, because at the end of the day, right, the rest of this team's not going to be able to contribute anything meaningful for 3 years probably. That's if we're really going to look at it, most players aren't ready to start getting into playoff contention until they're at least 23, 24. So Gallinari by that time is going to be 30. And is he even going to be happy with continuing to be on this team that's not too young to really contend, but not it's kind of like a weird place to be for that. It's a little bit of Phoenix Suns going on there, with not quite as stark as that, but just got a couple of pieces that just don't fit where the team's going.
It's going to be interesting for sure, but I think last year was their season to get some of those growing pains out. Like Jokic and Nurkic have both
They're
shown me
both awesome, man.
like
I think
they.
they're both going to be really good.
But see, I think especially in Jokic's case, I think he's already really good. And Moutier, hopefully, having a season under his belt and learning from those experiences is going to help. This year, I think they're going to start off fairly slow, but I think once Jamal Murray gets into the hang of things, like that guy is an unreal shooter, and I mean, he was in the D League essentially last year playing for Kentucky, so it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Gallo is the kind of, it's debatable whether to keep Gallo. I don't think it's debatable whether to keep Fareed. I just don't think he suits the team's identity going forward. I maybe it's just because I just never really thought he's as good as what he thinks he is. That's a big part of the problem with Fareed.
He's an Olympian. He's a gold medalist.
Oh yeah.
He's a fantastic rebounder, and the dude. Every team in the league should be blessed with somebody who hustles the way he
can't
does.
play defense.
His D is not great.
No,
I will grant you that. But
can't really shoot.
You think the Nuggets they're gonna run?
Oh well, they'd be stupid not to run. I mean, it makes it a little bit more difficult because you've got those big hulking guys in the middle. I don't know how much you can. You can still run even if one guy is like hanging back a little bit, but like it's always. It's something you really want to do if you're playing in that altitude, you know.
For sure.
You know, you want to just run every team that comes in there. But no, if it was my vote, you know, if I was running the Nuggets, God help them if that was the case.
no.
Run them right into the ground. But anyway, I think it just makes more sense. Great player if he's healthy. That's another issue with Gallinari, but I think. Makes more sense to get some value back for a few guys that just fit the timeline better. It makes sense. You can make an argument either way. There's no real wrong answer on that.
Yeah.
And finally, well, we went from we had one darling earlier and into the final darling of the season.
Our New Orleans Jazz.
Yeah.
Oh wait, they're in Utah now.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows how much Mormons love jazz music and fun.
No, this team should be good.
Yeah, they're.
The only reason why I'm not really, really convinced that they're going to be a 50-win team is because the last. No, it's because for the last 2 years it's been like the team's going to be good. The team's going to be good, and then it just through injuries or whatever it is, they've just not put it together the way you think they're going to.
I think not having a great point guard like Trey Burke. Bless his heart,
He's a trier.
He tries. He does his stuff. Dante Exum had some injury issues. Looks like he's 14. Like those are hard.
Can defend. Goes a defender as a rookie.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No, I'm trying to hate Exum because the Magic were supposed to grab him, but instead we got Eric Gordon. But yeah, George Hill. I think he is a huge upgrade, and I think. When they're better, it's going to be because of him. The dude is a winner. Went from the Spurs, playoffs all the time. Went to Pacers, playoffs all the time.
It's no coincidence that he's won everywhere he's went, but he can shoot, he can run a pick and roll, and he can defend. And if you can do those three things in the NBA at a high level, you're really good.
He's going to be good. He's going to take the reins to that offense, and I think he's going to be the one to push them over. I'm not quite as high on the 50-win plateau that everybody thinks they're going to be, but that whole roster, like,
Zach Harper has been picked for 54 wins.
I wouldn't be totally shocked.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be that drastic. A lot of it's going to hinge on George Hill. A lot of it's going to depend on Gordon Hayward. And do you think is he going to make an All-Star team eventually?
I think Gordon Hayward's an amazing player. And Gordon Hayward's like he's LeBron light. You know, he's just a guy who can do everything. He can defend well. He can make plays. He can shoot. He can rebound. He can. You know, he's just a kind of a do-all player. He's not
total gym rat and lots of heart. Very very scrappy. What are the other pejorative kind of white person phrases we throw out when talking about athletes?
No, he's very athletic as well.
Oh,
He's
definitely.
a much better athlete than what maybe a lot of people give him credit for. Gobert, Stifle Tower, he's freakish rim protector. There is that kind of thing, where I can't remember where I seen the stat, but like it was basically just the massive swing that happens whenever Gobert's on the court. They're just this ridiculous. Like before he got injured and after he got injured, it was like they're this ridiculously stout defensive team when he's on the court, and then when he's not on the court, like they can't really defend, but they're great on offense. And when he's on the court, they can't really score. It's like this weird thing. I mean, maybe Hill and Hill mainly can kind of, with his shooting and everything, can kind of shore up the offense and direct things a little bit, and his shooting's going to be really valuable. But this team's going to be good. Unless they have some, and they've got more depth with Bobo and Joe Johnson.
Yeah,
Joe Johnson can. I trust Joe Johnson to make a jumper with the game on the line till he's 50. You know what I mean? So they've got
2 years away.
They've got a lot of really good players, and they should be good. And I think I'm picking them for the fourth seed as well. Maybe not nearly as many wins as what some people have, but I think 48 wins is a reasonable expectation for them.
When's the last time Joe Johnson missed the playoffs? Because his
Jesus,
Nets teams went to the
Phoenix.
playoffs, his Hawks teams went to the playoffs, Phoenix went to the playoffs.
Oh, he hasn't missed it. Right now, if you think about that,
he's a winner. Like he's good. Like he was great with the Suns.
He kind of got that. He got this like
that contract that
was the thing that were he seemed to be mentioned as a much more of a negative light.
No, he's a joke, and he's always been a great player. Like,
yeah. And what's he going to say about? No, I don't want $120 million. Whatever the hell it was he got, I can't remember the exact number now.
Especially, I mean, he was kind of the main reason the Hawks made that turnaround from laughing stock to consistently.
Him, Josh Smith, Jesus, what a
Josh Smith and Al Horford.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to be. I think the Jazz are going to be. They're going to be good, and I wouldn't be amazed if they hit that. I said Zach Harper said they'd win 54 games. I wouldn't be like, jaw on the floor. I'd be surprised if they hit 54 wins, but I think 40 or 49 wins is a very, very reasonable expectation for this team.
What do you think the basement's going to be?
The lowest amount of games they're going to win? I'd be very, 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 very surprised if they won less than 45. To be honest, just with the extra depth that they've put in. I mean, they were injury plagued last year, and I think Basketball Reference had them projected to win 46 with their point differential. I know they work it out by point differential, and I think they were projected to win like 46 games or something. So they've added a lot of depth. It's really just going to be about the health.
What's their biggest weakness?
They don't really have one, do they?
Yeah, they're a very solid team.
No.
Any thoughts on Derek Favors?
Derek Favors is really good. Probably the only thing that they don't have is that. I'm gonna want to sound like talk radio here, but they don't have that. Who who is their go-to guy? Who is the guy that's going to demand the ball? I mean, Hayward struggled in that regard. It's probably the biggest knock on his resume so far. And as I said, look, it's a cliche. It really is a cliche. But you have, if we can prove anything about NBA basketball, is that you almost always need that superstar that can demand the ball and score when the offense gets bogged down or when last second. So I don't know who that guy is. Maybe Axum eventually could develop into that guy. I don't know, but we'll see.
West Coast Celtics essentially.
Celtics are better. But
same problems.
A lot. Yeah, you can make that very, very deep teams, great players all across the board, great defenses. But yeah, maybe. I remember I've listened to that many podcasts recently. Someone was making the point about with the Celtics about how the difference that Al Horford would make for their late game offense, because like
Spacing.
because part of the problem they had is that, okay, right, say they turn around and say we need more space and they play at Olenek. Well, then you've got a negative defender on the two negative defenders on the court. But if you don't play Olenek, then the spacing was much more cramped. Whereas if you play Horford, he's a plus on both sides of the ball. So
Hey man, Horford's not going to break arms like Kelly Olynyk. Or separate shoulders.
no, he will not. Anyway, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say?
No, Northwest Division should
be
be
fun.
interesting.
Should be competitive. Like,
what's your favorite division?
I would say this is probably my favorite division.
So we've done all 6.
Yeah.
Northwest. Yeah, they're pretty strong. Atlantic gonna be boring.
I think I have a much clearer idea of who I think the 8 playoff teams in this division are. I'm much clearer than when I was with the Eastern Conference. I think it's going to be the Warriors. I'm gonna be bolder. I'm gonna pick the Clips for the 2nd seed. San Antonio for the 3rd, Jazz for the 4th, Memphis for the 5th, Portland for the 6th, OKC for the 7th. No, sorry. Who am I missing? OKC, Portland, and who's my...
The Lake Show?
Yeah.
Suns?
Rockets.
Rockets?
That's what it was. I think that the lower end of that is probably only going to be separated by like 2 games.
Half a game.
Maybe even, yeah.
Do the whole 3 through 6 in the East last year?
I think it's going to be, I'm going to assume more health for Memphis, so I think it's going to be Memphis. And then there's going to be like a drop off, and then there's going to be a couple of teams in that cluster with like 41, 42, 43 wins. And then there's going to be a massive drop. Well, man, I think the Nuggets probably be closer than that. And then I think it's going to be the Pelicans, the Suns, and the Lakers kind of bringing up the rear. Sacramento.
Who's the worst team in the league this year, you think?
Nets. Not even close. No, sorry. It's close, but I think they're clearly going to be the worst team in the league.
Sixers, Lakers.
I think the Lakers are going to be. I think it's going to go Nets, Sixers, Lakers.
Yeah, not much.
And the Lakers are going to be a hell of a lot more fun than either of the other two. Would have been different if Simmons had been healthy. I think the Sixers would have been pretty fun, but no, the Nets are like that's the funeral of the NBA.
We'll see. I still think they're gonna do better than a lot of people expect. I think it's gonna be a tight NBA season. I think there's a couple of teams who are gonna be really, really good, and then I think everybody else is gonna be.
I don't like the term mediocrity being thrown about by the. I think there's a lot of talent about the league and a lot of teams that are trying to be good. It's not like the Eastern Conference of like it was an entire decade where the Eastern Conference was just garbage. But anyway, no. Who are your playoff teams for the West, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right, so obviously Golden State probably gonna be number 1. Probably by like 7 to 12 games. Number 2, I'll go with the Spurs. 3, I do like the Clippers as well, and I know it's really boring. I had to just mix it up there a little bit. 4, like I say, I do think Portland can do really big things. I think they're going to be a really good team. 5, let me run through these real quick.
Do you think that Portland are going to have a better record than the Jazz?
Could do. It's going to be hard to say. They play a more modern style, whereas the Jazz are a bit of a traditionalist team. Yeah, because the Stifle Tower is going to be great, but when you're jacking a lot of threes, he's neutralized. Like, he's not a perimeter defender.
We can defend on the perimeter.
Yeah, but it's like I just like what Portland's doing, especially if they play Leonard at the 5. Then everybody on that team can hit threes, and it's pretty effective, as Golden State has shown. Probably Jazz 5, 6.
Well, it's OKC, the Rockets, and
Probably Rockets. Because I do like what they're gonna do. Who else in the Southwest? Memphis. Memphis. Is that 8 or 7?
Rockets, Memphis, and
Rockets, Memphis, and
OKC.
I'm gonna go with the Nuggets over OKC.
You think the Nuggets are gonna make the playoffs?
The more I think about it, the more I think OKC is not that talented. I think I like the Nuggets roster. I do like Steven Adams for OKC, but I like the Nuggets, and I think they're gonna give their all. I don't know what it is about Mike Malone, but his interviews.
I like Mike Malone.
That's so well, and I think they've got a lot of the pieces. Like I think Nelson's about as good a mentor for Moutier that you can really have. I think Jamal Murray is going to be in the Rookie of the Year conversation. Do you want to get into the awards, or
let's keep it for a separate one.
We'll have to get that done real soon. But
yeah.
So yeah, this is the end of our preseason basketball, something about basketball stuff thing.
That was beautiful.
What can I say?
It's my birthday on Monday, so we're enjoying a few beverages, and we'll catch up with you guys later. If you've enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it if you subscribe, give us a like, and
it's his birthday. Come on, just do it.
We're gonna have audio versions of all the podcasts up pretty soon as well on iTunes, hopefully Stitcher. So thanks very much, guys. See you later.